They built a hidden tunnel for drain water under my backyard, until the plumber found where it really ended. It started with a sound I'd never heard before, an underground gurgle at 2:14 a.m., like water traveling through a place it wasn't supposed to. I stepped outside, cold grass under my feet, and watched the soil near my backyard's edge sink by an inch. No rain, no irrigation, just a soft collapse, as if something was moving beneath me. It didn't feel like a problem. It felt like a secret. I'm Evan. I live on the west side of Brookridge County, USA, a place where houses sit close but neighbors stay distant. My backyard is my peace. I planted every corner of it myself. Grass, stone path, small cedar fence. I don't bother anyone. I don't stir trouble, but I know when trouble digs its way to me. The next morning, trouble introduced himself. Riley, my neighbor behind the fence, a man who liked shortcuts more than rules. He stood near the dip in my yard, pretending to inspect it. I asked what he was doing. He shrugged and said, "Ground shifts. Happens." But his eyes darted toward my fence line, like he was checking if something stayed hidden. Arrogance wrapped in false innocence. By the second night, the gurgling grew louder. Another small collapse opened, this one forming a narrow slit in the soil. I knelt, shined my flashlight, and saw something impossible. A thin stream of water flowing beneath my yard, sideways. That was my breaking point. The following morning, I called Clearflow Plumbing and Line Detection, a fictional water diagnostics team known for finding underground leaks. They arrived at evening. 3 men with ground scanners, rods, and a truck humming with equipment. One technician drove a probe into the soil, listened, then frowned. "Water's moving fast, but it's not yours," he said. The first twist came when they lowered a tiny camera into the slit. The screen inside their van showed a dark tunnel, narrow, freshly dug, lined with loose dirt. At the far end, water was gushing through a white PVC pipe that definitely wasn't mine. It was new, it was intentional, it was hidden. The second twist arrived when the camera traveled farther. The pipe wasn't draining water away. It was carrying water from another property into my yard, dumping it beneath my soil to avoid proper drainage work. The source? The camera lifted, turned, and caught a faded wooden beam, one that matched the structure behind Riley's shed. He had built a hidden drainage tunnel under my backyard. I called Marcus Hale from Hale and Sloan Legal Group. He listened to the plumber's report, then said one line that shut down my anxiety instantly. He rerouted water onto private property. That's civil liability and structural endangerment. We'll handle it. We filed a complaint with the Brookridge County office. Riley showed up defensive, waving his natural runoff excuse like a shield. But Marcus placed the camera footage, time-stamped probe readings, and a soil saturation map onto the clerk's desk. That map alone destroyed Riley's argument. My soil wasn't shifting naturally. It was being eroded from beneath by his illegal system. The county scheduled a site evaluation. When inspectors arrived, they found the tunnel exactly where Clearflow had marked it. Riley tried to interrupt, tried to talk over them, but one inspector pointed at the pipe and said, "This is man-made. You redirected water under your neighbor's property. That's a demolition order." The judge didn't take long either. The tunnel and all unauthorized piping must be removed within 10 days, and restoration of the property must be completed at your expense. The next morning, the real justice began. Clearflow returned with excavators and trench tools. They cut into the soil, revealing the full length of the illegal tunnel. Dirt, pipe segments, and soggy debris piled up like evidence being pulled from a crime scene. Riley watched from his porch, jaw tight, arms crossed, helpless. Every chunk of pipe removed felt like my backyard breathing again. By sunset, the tunnel was gone. The soil was filled, leveled, and restored. My yard stood whole again, quiet, steady, mine. Sometimes justice doesn't rise from the surface. Sometimes it's dug up from beneath. If you believe secrets never stay buried, type buried in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories.